Okay, this is for you if you've recently bought your ticket or are planning to go to the NSBE annual conference. I've recently went to my first one, and here are all the things that I wish I knew before going to it. First, it's really inspiring. There's Black excellence everywhere, and seeing that many Black faces in every direction, it's really powerful seeing them dressed up in suits and dresses and just looking real good, dressed to the nine. So that was amazing to see. The annual conference is for you if you're a student, early career professional, or a company looking for early talent. Recruiters, they were really organized. So if you come with a plan as a student or early professional, you can walk in with plenty of connections, interviews, job offers, etc. There's plenty of opportunities if you're prepared. If you're post-grad but still trying to figure things out, there's still a ton of networking events and opportunities that can help you, and also like career shaping panels that you can incorporate into however long the convention is. If you're a senior professional, this might not be the best event for you to go to unless you're looking for more networking side of things. Try like one of the NSBE Pro only conferences. If you're a company, this is a gold mine for new hires and interns. They're everywhere and they're plentiful and they're very talented. It's not, although, the best place for senior hires just because it's an annual convention and the career fair is really built more towards interns and new hires. And just some tips for me to you. First, show up, have a goal, don't just float around. There's resources there if you show up with intention. Do I recommend going to the annual conference? For anybody, yes, at least once. Then decide if smaller, more tailored, regional, or pro-only NSBE events are more of your speed, but at least go to the annual one once. The convention offers like a lot of tailored things for different demographics. Like they have like the NSBE junior stuff, engaging with like the K-12 students and STEM things. They have the collegiate members, and they have stuff like workshops, competitions, networking events for them. They have stuff for the grad students where they're displaying some of the things that they do, and they have their own conference as well, and sessions in the annual conference and things like technical research exhibitions and the gym grad lab for professionals. And that's what I was there for, focusing on things like career advancement and development in general. They have plenty of things for you to go to, as well as just the general learning things. Like I went to a credit card session. Other tips, use the app. It's a little wonky for Android and the navigation is a learning curve, but the events are all there, and event-wise, it's essential to know everything that's going on. And it doesn't do the best job of updating you when events get canceled, but other than that, it's a must-have for just navigating the whole convention. And finally, to save some money on Lyfts or Ubers, find where they have the shuttles and try to be as close to that as possible to just save you some money driving back and forth or getting Ubers back and forth from the convention to wherever you're staying. So yeah, I hope that helps, and enjoy your time going to NSBE. I hope you have a wonderful event, and I hope that some of this information helps you.
All right, so this is second evening in Chicago. Got in last night. Today, first day, opening day of NSBE 2025 in Chicago. And today basically was just the opening event, and then it was some kickoff events. And for me as a professional, that's what they call people that are like, there's collegiate, there's junior, there's the people that have jobs that are coming. So I'm classified under professional. And for me, it was the opening ceremony or session, the opening session. And then a little bit after that, it was a kickoff event where they had food, pizza, vegetables, desserts, little stuff like that. Hot dogs, but I don't eat hot dogs, so swerve that. Just got pizza. And dance, learned some new line dances and stuff, which was fun. home. I said home. Back at the hotel, and it's about 10 o'clock now. So first day was real simple. I think they intended for it to be that way. And then tomorrow is when they'll have everybody that's here, the companies and stuff, the booths will be out, have a lot of sessions tomorrow. So tomorrow will be a lot busier of a day. But for me, as a solo explorer, I enjoy myself at the kickoff event. The opening session was interesting to see and hear about NSBE in ways that I didn't know about it before. So it was very informative, and the opening session is pretty good to go through. They went through the history and then got introduced to pretty much all the executive and committee holding standing people, and the founders were there too, all of the ones that are still alive. And I enjoyed day one. Day one was fun. I met some people, exchanged information, so maybe sometime we'll link back up before the weekend ends. Man, I was about to go to bed. I'm not gonna lie. It's real late and I almost forgot to do this. But I know I gotta do it because if I don't do it right now, then I'm probably gonna forget most of the stuff that I was wanting to say. But man, this was the first actual day of like seminars, events, and stuff like that. And it was a vibe, and it was deep with people, especially at the career fair. But started off the day with a seminar, and then I got fed good food. Good food. They feed you good food. And afterwards, I went to another seminar, and after that, I walked around the career fair a little bit around the time when it was finishing up, because I'm not really looking for a job and I didn't want to be in the way. And I saw all the videos and they was deep, so I did not want to be no parts of the deepness. Just wanted to look around, see who all was there in the latter end of it. And after that, came back to the hotel because I had some meetings, and I went back for a mixer. And one of the most fascinating things about it is about being able to go places like this is we're so ignorant to all of the companies that are vital to so much out there. Like some of the health companies I've never heard of before. Some of the manufacturing companies I've never heard of before, but they're so like pivotal and vital to just the functioning of the U.S. as a society. And I'm just nonetheless. And I would know nothing of the less if it weren't for me coming to these events and seeing that these companies are like big, huge companies that, and figuring out what they do by talking to them. And it's just so insane. And then as far as the career fair and stuff, like it was amazing to see that many big time companies are there and accessible to all the people that come. So far, day two, and this is just 100% a worthwhile event for a college student, especially. Like if you got your chops up in college and you want to get in front of the right people, this is one of the conferences that is very great for that. They set so much stuff up, and the booths are really nice to where they have, some of them even had like the signs that say, like, oh, this is the computer science lab line, this is the computer engineering line, this is the data science line, and stuff like that. And they had a whole bunch of things on display, and schools were there too. My school was there. I didn't even know we had a NSBE chapter from the school that I graduated from. But that is beyond the point. I could have tapped in way earlier. But yeah, the vibes are pretty immaculate. The event is well worthwhile for a person pretty much going solo, exploring around, for a group of students from a chapter in a university, or a solo student just trying to get a job. It is great looks, and it's very organized, especially here in Chicago. It's very organized. It's very put together. There was a whole bunch of different seminars that I was like, man, I want to go to both of them, but I couldn't go to both of them. And that's a problem that you want at a place like this, where you're paying some money to get an experience. And so far, like, I've got the experience that I'm expecting yesterday and today, and then hopefully tomorrow, and we'll see what the weekend brings. I don't really know exactly how the events work on the weekend, but so far so good, man. This is great. The only thing I didn't do is I didn't go to the general session today. So yesterday it was the opening session, and I explained what that was like, but I didn't go to the general session today, so I have no idea what that entailed. So can't give no insight to that. But everything else, it was great. The mixers are great. They fed me at the mixer too. That was the best food thus far in terms of the entire spread. But yeah, today I didn't even have to. I didn't have to go eat nothing. Actually, I didn't. I didn't have to go eat nothing yesterday either. So that's 2 days without having to go out to eat. I can work with that. But yeah, I just wanted to get that out before I went to sleep and all that stuff that goes on in your brain and lose half of it to short-term memory not being registered into the long-term memory. But yeah, met some dope people today, and even somebody that works at my company, I met one of his friends, and I was like, what are the odds? The world is really so small if you think about it, especially when you get into places like this where, you get people of the like ethnicities together, and like paths are bound to cross, and that's so cool, especially just professionals of color, and you interact, and it's like, oh yeah, this one, we have this mutual friend. Only reason I know is because I added him on LinkedIn. It's like, oh, you know him? And that was just such a cool experience to have. And then the views from the mixer, bro, like Chicago was looking crazy with the lights and stuff. And I still haven't, all right, I'm rambling. I still haven't gone exploring around Chicago like I want to. Hopefully there'll be time to do that in the weekend. But like right now, like I'm getting a full day's of worth of stuff from the conference. So I'm just like, hey, I can go out exploring Chicago because like I'm getting my money's worth, getting a good experience at the conference. So hopefully in the weekend or whatever, when it starts to dwindle down, that I'll have some more time to go do some street photography or go just explore and maybe hit a few of the good restaurants. But yeah, that's day 2. I was able to get around to exploring a little bit Sunday before I had to fly home. But overall, Friday was pretty similar to Thursday, day 2. And then once you got to Saturday and Sunday, people kind of started flying home and leaving, and there was even some events canceled. So those last 2 days was really just like bleh. But overall, it was a great 3-day experience. First day was pretty chill. Second and third day were full of events, packed tight, and were very enjoyable. And then Saturday, a little bit of events, but still people are heading out on that Saturday. And then Sunday was just no events at all. Just get your butts out and go home. But yeah, here's a little photo for y'all. Onk status. Thanks for watching, y'all.